Good afternoon, Mr. Jones.
Good afternoon.
Michael, thank you for joining us here at Award.
It's a pleasure, sir.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Invited you in. Hopefully, you can show us some of your artifacts, and we can have a general chat about your military career, what you did, what trade you were, and what led you to joining the military, and then what
it was the judge.
It was the judge. Exactly.
The judge said you either join the forces or you go to Australia.
Yeah.
So So
Yeah. Good.
King's shilling I took.
Yeah. Have you still got it?
The King's shilling.
Yeah.
No, to spend it.
Most people did. Most people spent it the first
well
weekend.
Spent, yeah. It was well spent. Yeah.
A friend of mine actually does have his £10 in a frame. I don't know if it's the real £10.
Well, I can tell you, I've got my original first pay slip from 1970.
Right.
Yeah, something like £8. £8, yeah.
For the month.
Yeah. School was a hoot. And even though it was approved, it was a hoot.
Yeah.
And I hung around to try to get some more O levels, but to be honest with you, I was a bit of a rebel at school because I loved driving and I loved flying. So I left school with one O level, one glider pilot's license, and one driving license.
Okay.
And I just took on the world. Here I am.
So 18, then you joined. And what trade group 9? What was that?
That was assistant air traffic controller.
Oh, right.
I wanted to be aircrew, and I applied for aircrew, but when I did the aircrew tests at the CIO, the Careers Information Office, as it was then, I didn't cut the mustard, so they offered me a load of trades, one of them being air traffic. So I said, I fancy that, yeah.
Well, I always thought, from my naive recollection, air traffic control was a very complicated, very difficult trade to get into, because you have to have, especially seeing things, the battle space in 3 dimensions and all this type of thing.
It might have been in 1999, but in 1970 it was a massive air force, and with lots of seats to fill.
Right.
And it was over 100,000 in the RAF alone, and there were loads and loads of airfields with air traffic control towers, and lots of guys were coming out because they'd done their time. So it was just sort of like filling empty seats and just keeping the thing going, if you like.
Right. Yeah.
The Cold War was at its height, of course, so they just needed all the people they could get. Thousands of us.
So where did you do your training?
Shawbury. Yeah.
All of it?
No, I did my basic training at RAF Swinderby, which was a disused airfield, which was used for recruit training. That was obviously in 1970. And then I did my trade training at RAF Shawbury. The recruit training was 6 weeks, marching and shooting and all that. And then the trade training at Shawbury was just learning how to do bits and bobs in a control tower. Oddly enough, though, I learned all the stuff to work in a control tower. Then they sent me to an ops room, so I had to relearn everything.
Yeah.
And it's kind of on the job training, and you have to learn pretty quick, because I went to Bryce Norton. Right. And back in the early 70s, Bryce Norton was an unbelievable airfield. You think it's busy now, you should have seen it. Okay, it was incredible.
Yeah, you can quite imagine how busy our airfields and our skies would have been, especially in the height of the Cold War in the 70s.
Well, the aircraft at Bryce Norton were going all 4 corners of the planet. They were going everywhere. In fact, when I got there were some countries and places I'd never heard of. I thought, where the heck's that? And they were going there. Obviously, you learn very quickly. And it was a 24/7 operation as well. It never shut down. It's just busy all the time. I was very lucky. I must admit, I was lucky, because whilst I was in my early stages at Bryce Norton, I managed to, or somebody said, Jones, you're going to Hong Kong. I went, oh, how horrible! I'm going to Hong Kong. I'm 19. I'm a young buckaroo, and they're going to send me to Hong Kong for a while.
Right.
So off I went to Hong Kong, because what happened was, Air India were looking after our Gurkhas in Labuan, and they put their prices up. Air India said, "No, we're going to, if you want us to move the Gurkhas, but it's going to cost you more." And the RAF said, "No, we can't afford that." So the RAF will do it. So they sent, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 Britannia aircraft out. No, it was 2, I think. It might have been 3. Britannia aircraft, based them in Hong Kong, and I was the operations guy that looked after the aircraft diaries and stuff like that, Met reports and things like that. So I went out there and we looked after them, and I looked after getting the Gurkhas out of Labuan, bring them to Hong Kong, then flying them on to Calcutta, and then back home to Kathmandu.
And then come back to the UK.
Yeah, came back to the UK, finished my tour in Bryce Norton. Got obviously been promoted then. I was no longer an LAC, I was an SAC. And back in those days, once you became an SAC, senior aircraftsman, the chances are that you were going to leave an airfield, i.e. Bryce Norton, and go to an area radar unit. And an area radar unit was generally not an airfield. It was stuck in the middle of the countryside, and it was a radar unit. And I, believe it or not, the first radar unit I went to was a place called Sopley. Probably never heard of Sopley. It's just close to Bournemouth Airport, and it's underground. It's a radar unit that sits underground. So I got posted there. I did a course. I did a radar familiarization course at North Leffingham, and then I went to Sopley. And that was just unbelievable place. That was Bournemouth summer.
Yeah,
just a great place to be in the summer. Yeah. Sopley. The boss called me in and said, "We've got a problem. There's a flu epidemic in one of the radar units, and guys are falling like flies, and we need to keep this radar unit going." And they said, "Would you mind going to help out? It'll probably be a month's tour to go." And then we'll bring you back. And I thought, well, it's only a month. I mean,
All right.
So I did the golden thing. But when my dad said never volunteer. So I volunteered. Sorry, Dad. And it was Northern Ireland. During the Troubles. Yeah. So in 1973, right in the height of the Troubles, they sent me to Ulster Radar at RAF Bishop's Court, which is just a few miles east of Downpatrick. And I spent 2 wonderful years. That's where I got my first gong.
Yes.
The Northern Ireland Medal.
Yeah.
General Service Medal, which is that one.
Yeah.
The green and blue one. Good. So and that wasn't presented to me. I went to the general office to see the clerk in there, and he threw it at me. Says, "Jones, here you go," and just threw it at me in a box.
All engraved nicely.
Yeah, lovely. Awards did these. They're a wonderful organisation.
They are
really looked after me and my dad's medals. Yeah. No, Northern Ireland was actually turned out to be a very good tour for me because of limited what you could do out there. I was able to do all my exams, so I took all my promotion exams, which was good. I kept myself very fit because the base I was on was right on the beach, so you could run along the beach. So I kept myself very fit, and the 2 years went pretty quick, really. Turnover of lads, so yeah, it's good rapport. Some nice guys that you work alongside.
Do you like your running?
Oh, I did, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did a lot of cross country running. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I did.
For the RAF or just for fun?
Well, no, I represented RAF Bishop's Court at athletics and cross country because we were managed to get flights back to the mainland to do sport. So yeah, we did. That was good actually. Yeah, it was nice.
It's a respite.
Yeah,
and it's good fun.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we did. We went to Stanbridge for the athletics and Halton for the cross country. So yeah, it was good. And the job was all right as well. It's just basically because we were a radar unit, we're just taking off aircraft from the Atlantic, mainly RAF or military aircraft coming across the Atlantic, Hercs, DC-10s, stuff like that.
Yeah,
coming off the Atlantic, then we'd pick them up and then we'd get them over into the UK.
Is that what it is? It's just like a shuttle transit from one.
Well, back in those days, it was all procedural. So aircraft going across the Atlantic to America would have to leave at certain places in UK airspace at certain flight levels, at certain speeds, so that they wouldn't hit anything coming the other way. So we'd let them go that way, and then we'd pick the other ones coming up from America and we'd pick them up on radar at certain flight levels and certain headings and all that, and then we'd get them to where they were going. Yeah. And
then from Northern Ireland,
where did I go?
We're in 75 now.
75. Yeah. Well, I was just saying to your colleagues, this is where I had my first spell at RAF Shawbury. So because I was area radar trained, both at Southern Radar at Sopley, Ulster Radar at Bishop's Court, so the RAF in their wisdom thought we'll send Jones to the area radar training squadron at Shawbury. So that's where I went. And the area radar training squadron at Shawbury, basically you have an ACU, an aircraft control unit. It's like a computer that it's like a modern sort of like game that these kids play, moving things around. And so you have a script, you have a screen, you have a typewriter board, and basically you fly blips around, flying little airplanes around. But you're taking your instructions from a trainee controller. He's telling you to turn left, turn right, speed up, slow down, climb, descend, whatever. So you do whatever that guy says, and then that's what you do.
So you were playing the planes,
yes,
by them that are under tuition to say, well, you need to be at this height now and head in this direction.
We used to control it.
To make sure they crashed.
I always remember one day we were doing a Vulcan scramble, and I had to imitate 4 different Vulcan pilots. So, you know, my natural skills with accents and stuff like that, you know, the first one was an Australian, the second was a Scots, you know, the third pilot was a Cockney or something. And the guy at the other end, the student actually thought he was talking to 4 different blokes, and he was talking to me.
So that was your first foray into RAF Shawbury?
Yeah, RAF Shawbury. Yeah, that was 19...
So where are you from, though? Where are you from? Because you...
Marionneth.
Wales.
Mid Wales. Now, Marionneth gets a mention in the film Zulu.
Right.
So I'm very proud of that. Marionneth, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, and of course, while I was at Shawbury, 1976, really, really sad, my dad died. So I basically lost my left arm there. I'd been in the Air Force just about 5 years, and Dad was very good, looked out for me.
He was in the still serving.
Still, he wasn't. He left the Air Force in '71, but he was still a MOD civil servant or something like that. Right. Still working in the same place.
Yeah.
So he used to keep an eye on me and slap me around the head if I did something wrong.
Where was he working? Did you say?
Innsworth, RAF Innsworth. Yeah, that's just outside Gloucester.
Oh, yeah.
It's Imgin Barracks now.
Imgin Barracks.
That's it. Yeah, Imgin Barracks. Yeah. So that's what. Yeah. So sadly, Dad passed away in '76. I carried on 77, 78. And then the Air Force, in their infinite wisdom, said, Jones, you've been a good egg. You've worked hard. You've done well. We're going to promote you. I'd applied again for aircrew. I thought, I'm going to go. I had a stab at aircrew because at that time the Chinooks were coming in, and I thought, I could. They were calling for people to volunteer for aircrew on Chinooks. I mean, there's never going to be a pilot, even though I was a glider pilot. I was never going to be a proper pilot. So I volunteered to go down the road to be to go on Chinooks. I did really well. I passed all the I'd done all the exams. I passed all the interviews, passed the medical, and then the final hurdle was to get past the station commander, who really grilled you. You really had to know your onions to get past him. But I did. He said I did really well. So I was home and dry. Here I go. I'm going to be aircrew at last. I only had to wait something like 8 years, but I'm on my way. And then I got a phone call from the medical centre asking me to go down there. And they said, oh, before we let you go to do the aircrew, you've got to do one more eye test. I blew it. I couldn't see. So I failed the eye test. So all that fantastic euphoria just gone in an instant. So sorry, mate, you can't be aircrew because your eyes aren't good enough. And yet a few weeks earlier they were fine, but they changed the eyesight criteria and said no, you can't do it. So they promoted me instead. So no, you can't be aircrew, but you can be a corporal, and you're going to go to RAF Watcham in Suffolk, and you're going to go work with fighters. 23 Squadron Phantoms and 56 Squadron Phantoms. So off I went to Watcham, and my job was twofold there. I was going to be in charge of an air traffic control watch, which consisted of about 5 or 6 airmen. Because at that time, Watcham, there were no airwomen at all. It was just all blokes in the tower, that is. So I had something like 5 or 6 airmen to look after. And then when I wasn't doing that, they put me on the end of the runway in the runway control caravan.
Why? That's an interesting point. Why wasn't there women allowed in the tower?
They didn't have the accommodation at the time. There was no accommodation for them. The job just wasn't me, really. It wasn't. I just didn't suit me. So I applied to be an instructor, And I was the right rank now, and I'd made inquiries before I'd left Shawbury about being an instructor, a trade instructor, and they said, yeah, you can be it, yeah, you can do it. So I went for the interview, applied, got it. Went to RAF Newton to do the instructor's course at Newton, and that was a busy place as well because that was the police school. They were training all the police guys there. Back I came to Shawbury this time, not as an area radar blip driver, but as a fully fledged junior NCO instructor, and I went to do trade training at the opposite Shawbury, and I did that. Loved it, absolutely loved it. It's a challenge because when you're at the school, you get a group of youngsters straight off the streets, gone through recruit training, come to you, and it's just raw material. And you've got these kids, and that's the challenge. You've got to turn these kids around in a certain time and get them ready, prepare them for the real Air Force world. So as an A1 instructor, I was a corporal. Bit long in the tooth now as a corporal because I'd obviously done Watsham as a corporal. Now I'd done Shawbury as a corporal. So they're going to promote me. So they promoted me. The problem was they were running low of instructors on the school, and they asked me to stay. And I guess that was where I made a mistake there, So I said, okay, I'd stay. But at the same time, of course, I didn't mention is I had got married and had a little boy. So I was looking for some kind of stability for my family.
Yeah.
So I thought, yeah, okay, we'll stay just to give stability for
as a sergeant.
As a sergeant, yeah.
Okay. At Shawbury.
Yeah. In November 1985, I got that.
You got your first LS&GC. I say your first because you got the bar as well.
Yeah, I got 15 years because I've done 15 years. And Air Chief Marshal Sir Peter Harding decided to give me a long service good conduct medal.
Pin it on you?
Yep, in person.
Very nice. That was your second medal.
Yes, it was, sir.
Yeah. So, well, if we may, we'll carry on with these medals because obviously you joined in 80. You've got
joined in 70.
70, yeah. And then you've got the Golden Jubilee in 2002.
Yeah, I dipped out in 77 on the Silver Jubilee because we went to Finningley. We all went to, a whole gang of us went to Finningley, but it was all a lottery, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They didn't give them. Each station got, I don't know, about 5 Silver Jubilee medals.
So where were you in 2002?
Shawbury.
Back in Shawbury.
Shawbury.
All right.
Yeah, back at Shawbury.
And then I'm guessing then because you're still here. You settled in Shawbury. You bought a house at this point, did you? Or
no, it gets worse. Oh God, it gets worse. No, I was at Shawbury. Came back from Belize. I went to Benson, RAF Benson in Oxfordshire, home of the Queen's flight then.
Yeah.
And I did 2 years there. And my wife was very ill, so it was a very traumatic posting for us as a family. She was ill, but fortunately she came through it really well. I put my name forward for GST instructor at Hereford, and what did I get? Instructor at Shawbury. So back I went to Shawbury for 5 years. I was not a happy bear. It was back to the same school, doing the same job as a hairy old sergeant. Yeah. Not happy, but back we went. And I did that job for 5 years again. So now I'm looking as a trade instructor. I've done 5 years there. I had a break, and now I've done another 5 years. And then they promoted me to flight sergeant. And then I got sent to Odium. What a tour Odium was. Absolutely brilliant. Odium. Chinooks. 7 Squadron Special Forces, 27 Squadron, and 33 Squadron Pumas. So back I came to what was called the Flight Operations Training Design Team at RAF Shawbury. And we designed this course for commissioned officers. There's a lot of the students that left the Flight Ops Training School, which became the Flight Ops Training Squadron. A lot of those kids went to their units, they learnt quickly the job, and then they were sent to the Gulf. Because this is 1996, 97, the Gulf's kicking off, Iraq, Afghanistan, and one girl in particular, 2006, May, Flight Lieutenant Sarah Jane Melverhill, one of the girls we trained, she was killed by an insurgent over Basra. And there was the wing commander, the lieutenant commander, the captain, and the Royal Marine killed with her. So we were really sad about that, because we'd lost one of our own. So we built a nice little tribute to her at the front of the school. You know, planted a tree and a little plaque and all that for Sarah. 1997 to 2007, the last 10 years, I stayed at Shawbury. But I was a flight sergeant on FOTS initially. As a flight sergeant, and they promoted me in 1999. So I literally crossed the road to the Training Standards Squadron, and I did a spell there until that got disbanded because of defence cuts. So there I was, a warrant officer in limbo with lots of experience and knowledge on training, air traffic and flight ops.
Yeah.
What were they going to do with me? So they brought me back to FOTS, and it sat me in FOTS and said, right, you can tread water there for a while until one of the other guys goes, and then you can take their slot. So basically that's what I did. So I ended up my time, finished at Flight Ops.
So when did you leave?
2007.
So what's...
Right, that's when I was in the police.
Oh, okay.
Because I joined the police.
Oh, so you
as
left...
a civilian.
Right.
So I left. Oh no, I got that first, didn't I?
Well, I haven't touched on that yet, because this is very
I
interesting.
forgot about that.
Yeah. When was your MBE?
Right. Thank you very kindly.
Yeah, well done, sir.
So what happened basically? It was like a roller coaster. The last few years in the RAF, it's amazing because I got, as a flight sergeant, I got an AOC's commendation, which I'd never ever had in all my time there. Got an AOC's commendation. Then I got promoted to warrant officer, and then I got an MBE. I thought, I could do no wrong. I'm walking on water here.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, the MBE was 2006, same year as poor Sarah died. Well, I never did actually see the citation for it, but it did say for my services to military training. By God, I've done that, I tell you. I did up 27 years military training out of 37 years, and my services to charities, because I did a lot of charity work.
These are... I love it. I love medals, and I love people's medals because there's always a story behind them all. We're pleased to have you come in and talk about this, and hopefully, you come in again, and we'll talk a bit more about.
Only if I get
skipped over. Only
if I get tea and biscuit.
We skipped over a long period of time here.
Yeah, that's 37. Well, they're both. Dad did 36 years and 92 days, and I did 36 years, 313 days.
So there's a combined service there.
73 years, isn't it? It's a long time, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much for your service.
You're welcome.
Much
Thank you.
appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you.